Hello. Welcome to Forex School Uganda. I'm Godfrey. Today, I want us to analyze Eurgbp for the coming week to see where it is at now, where we anticipate it to get to in the next coming few days and perhaps a few weeks. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe, like and share the video. Now we're on the weekly time frame. I want us to take a top-down approach, analyzing the charts from the higher time frames down to the lower time frames, so it can give us a clear view of where the market is likely to get to. Now, when you look at this chart as it stands now, you can see that price has been making a series of lows. You see price moved down, made this low, retraced to make a high, then moved impulsively to the downside to create a new low, then corrected back to this trend line to make a new lower high. Now we see it moving to create a new lower low, then again retraced again to the trend line to form a new lower high, and now we see it moved impulsively to the downside to form a new lower low. Now, what we do when you look at this as it stands now, bringing our Fibonacci into the picture, and we want to measure the amount of movement of this current leg, the impulsive move to the downside, but the retracement is our main focus here, correcting the impulsive move to the downside. We want to measure the amount of retracement of the current impulsive move to the downside, and so taking our Fibonacci from the high of the impulsive move, or from the start of the impulsive move down to the low of the swing or the leg, the impulsive leg to the downside, we see that price retraced to this 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, and it was rejected to the downside. These are areas of importance when it comes to retracement, especially with impulsive moves. You see, after every impulsive move, we expect a correction. And now, for this particular previous move, which was an impulsive move to the downside, we had a correction to the first area of importance. There's a 23 Fibonacci retracement area, but that is way too low, or rather way too small to consider. Now, price could also reverse from that area. Actually, it reverses from that area sometimes, but the next move after retracing to such an area, once it is rejected from such an area, it's the move is not likely to be as strong as if the retracement was much deeper to the more weightier numbers, like the 38.2, the 50%, the 61 or the 78% retracement levels. Now, in this particular case, we see price has retraced to the 38.2 retracement area, and that's our first area that we look at when it comes to the Fibonacci retracement levels that we take as important as far as price movements are concerned in regard to the Fibonacci levels. So on the weekly, we see price retraced to the 38.2 retracement area. Now, after an impulsive move and a retracement, what do you expect? Definitely, we expect the next move to be another impulsive move to the downside to complete the impulse correction impulse pattern in the market. Now, judging by what we see on the weekly, it is bearish. We expect bearish moves in the coming days. Now, dropping down to the daily time frame, we see that price moved impulsively to the downside after breaking out of this congestion area, and now this entire movement has been a correction of that impulsive move. And if we take our Fibonacci tool and measure from the beginning of the impulsive move down to the bottom or the low of the impulsive leg, we see that price touched and rejected the 78.6 Fibonacci level. That's the last retracement area that we look at, because once price breaks and closes above such an area, and the next candle does not break back and close below, we no longer consider it a retracement, but rather a reversal. And so in this particular case, it reversed up to the 78.6 retracement level, and it's been dropping from there. But to look at more details in it, what we see here is that price, while it was moving to the upside, it was making a series of higher highs and higher lows during this retracement phase, higher highs and higher lows. And when it does such, it keeps creating areas of resistance and support. And in this particular case, we see it formed an area of resistance here, right here. That's a particular area of resistance that was formed during the correction. And we see price moving impulsively, breaking through this particular area of resistance, and now it retraces to retest the broken area of resistance, now termed support. And after breaking, and after retesting it, we see it closes bullish. Now, this bullish closure means that the retracement is ideally over, and now price should be moving on its next leg to the upside after this impulsive move, this correction, and then the formation of the bullish candle, testing and rejecting the support area. However, what we see is different. Price, after closing bullish, bouncing off this support area, the next candle, price broke the high of the previous candle, and ideally should have continued to the upside to come and test this resistance area. However, it failed to continue. The bullish volume died down. The bears came in strongly and drove price back to the downside, breaking and closing below this area of support. And in so doing, price actually formed an engulfing bar. Now, that's a very strong movement of price to the downside. First of all, it's not only an engulfing bar, which means that the bears came in so strong that they drowned out the bulls, but also price was able to close below the support area. Now, that means to us that the momentum has shifted from bullish to bearish. And as long as price is held below this support now turned resistance, we expect bearish moves during the week, or at least in the coming hours or days. So now, as we have seen, the weekly is bearish, the daily is now also bearish. Let's go down further to the 4 hour. Now, when you look at this 4 hour time frame, what we see is that price has been consolidating around this area here with a temporary break to the upside, made this M formation and broke and closed back within the range, dropped to the low of the range, retested the high of the range, came down to the low of the range again with a momentum candle. We see, however minor, it was able to close below the support area, or below this entire range here. But the next candle was a very weak candle that out of it we couldn't get any information to inform any trading decisions. And then the candle after that closed bullish, but it was a weak bullish close, retesting this resistance area here. And so we can't really pick so much information from that. What you would need to see is price break below this support area on a closing basis. And closing basis, I mean price to break and close below this support area. And once that happens, once price has broken and closed below this support area, what we expect is a move to the downside to come and retest these lows here. And so when you look to the left, this is a very clean range. And by a clean range, I mean an area where price moved so smoothly, there was a clean traffic flow without any interruptions within the flow of price. And so now that means there's no resistance or support within that area. And so should price break and close below this support area, we will expect a free fall to come and retest these lows here. And so our bias, as far as Euro GBP is concerned, is bearish. But first, we need price to indicate to us its intentions, whether it's continuing to go up and fill this range to the upside, or it is moving to the downside. But if it is moving to the downside, as our bias suggests, based on the higher time frames, mainly the weekly and the daily, then we need to see a bearish close below this area, and then we can expect price to continue to come down and retest these lows here. So that's our analysis for Euro GBP, and we'll be looking to see how we can take advantage of it should it play out as we have anticipated. Now remember to subscribe, like and share the video, and watch out for more educational content coming to the channel, and to be sure that you do not miss any new content that I post. You could click on the bell icon so that you are alerted every time new content is posted on the channel. I will see you again.